a lot of teams go against each other over and over again, and we always see one team repeatedly win the same map over and over in dominating fashion. This is the first time that we've actually seen QOS smart enough to take Dam away from this team.
And you know what? They love playing Dam against them. They really do, and you're right about that. And you know, I kind of call it the coin flip strategy when we see that map Dam, where you put a drop shot and a boom shot at the map at the same time.
Yeah.
It was these two teams in season 1 who we saw do it first.
You're right.
So, but I'm happy they got that out. Let's play on something new, and let's see what both these guys got. And I think QOS has a good chance tonight because EU's finest disappointing performance at the last event in Mexico City, and I'm curious to see if they're gonna snap back.
Not just Mexico City. If you remember the Ohio Invitations, it was pretty disappointing as well. But QOS taking EU's finest on Slab is going to be key because of the fact that EU's finest, they don't play this map often, and when they do, it goes down to the wire, and I've seen them lose their fair share of games on this map. But kicking things off, we're going to go on Cougars. He's going to whip the first shot, and Jack, he's going to get the first blood.
Yeah, Jack's going to pick that one up. And so Slab is a map that I'm just loving so much more as we see it. All these other top teams start to master because we got this Old Town and Diner added late into season 2. So Slab, we've seen how dominant Denao could be on it. We saw them really kind of play this map to almost perfection at that tournament.
Yeah.
But it's so much you can do off both sides. You can kind of play it passively and defensively, where if you're a heavy Lancer team, or you can play it super offensively and put down some heavy power weapons and play for those big team fights off the initials.
So one thing for sure, Slab has become one of my favorite maps. I'm going to say top 2, only for the fact that you're always on your toes. You don't have time to slack off and die and give away lives, because once you do, the triple cap is going to come fast. This is a fairly small map, so you're going to be able to fly all around the map in a matter of no time in order to capture that third hill. But Zorko is a guy that I've seen play in person many events. He is amazing once he catches fire. The question is, can you do it tonight against EU's finest? We're going to see.
Vale, so, you know, when it comes down to EU finest, why do you think they've had such disappointing performances these last 2 events?
I don't feel like,
because these are the kings of the EU region.
No, and I can talk about them like this because I love every single one of them. They don't have that fire under them. They don't care as much as they think they do, because we all know that EU's finest is one of the few teams that can scare the hell out of Optic Gaming. They're one of the few teams that can place top 3 every event if they were on their A game every event. But they haven't done that. They've been passive. They haven't been themselves. And you start to question leadership. You start to question the strats that they run. Are they scared? What's happening?
And you know what? And I'm going to have to piggyback on that a little bit, especially kind of when it comes towards that leadership. You got to ask yourself, they got the 5 best players in Europe, I felt like. Very, very talented team. At first, when they had dropped March and picked up Jack, Jack showed that he could fill in that role of March, if not better, and if not, he was a better fit for the team. So they hit all the perfect pieces to the puzzle. If you think about it, Jack, Hydrone, and Krim are some of the most perfect soldiers on that team. They get the job done. But you got to be able to lead them, right? And that's where I look at the duo. It's crazy and it's Feltzy. They got to, you know, make sure they bring the right energy to this team when it comes down to events, when it comes down to practice. We understand that these guys are the best team in the region, so when we see them at these major lands, I'm expecting big things.
All the time.
I'm expecting them to get back to a top 2, make it back to the final, show us that they've improved in between events, but it's going to, you know, slowly downhill for these guys. But hey, they're the best team in Europe, though.
I'm just going to throw it out there, complacency.
If that's all they want to be, they're the best team in Europe. I give them that.
Being complacent, that's a disease, okay? So when they had their best runs, that was right after we found out that they can actually beat Optic Gaming if they wanted to. After that, we saw the best from every single player on this roster. A few events go by, that flame isn't there anymore. The explosiveness is gone. They're not as aggressive on their best maps. Their strategies that they were beating everybody with doesn't work anymore. So you start to question, what type of mindset do they actually bring to this game nowadays?
Well, you know, let's hope this is a smart group of individuals, and let's hope that going into the finals they give it their all and they go back to the drawing board, because and we say this because we know how talented this roster is. So we're gonna see EU's finest take round number 1, and it went the distance in that one. Kind of got towards the late game of that one, winning off time EU's finest. So QOS is going to be able to put that first weapon placement down, and I do believe they did prioritize those dual spots.
All right, and on the other end, QOS Gaming. One thing about this
actually, I
team-
take that back. They went boom shot dead center.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah. Boom shot dead center. This is gonna be a wild one, actually. I didn't
gonna
expect
be fun.
this one. Round number 1, folks. This one's getting spicy.
Now, this is going to be the matchup. It's going to be Jack against Zorkos. Jack is going to be able to down Zorkos, taking him out. Phelpsy getting another down. EU's finest, back to back to back. 4 players dead already off of the initial round, and the boom shot is going to go to them. But QOS, you're going to have to question what's happening, okay? Jack is getting there before Zorkos, and he's getting that shot off better than Zorkos is. So Zorkos needs to pick it up. But on the other end, Craze dominating 1v1s, even with support not being in his favor. You see EU's finest really pick things up when it comes to playing against this roster.
Yeah, because, you know, it's an EU 2K final. You know, once again, they're the best team in the region, and it's really just been QOS who's able to give these guys problems. So that's why we were extremely happy to not see these guys play them and to see that get banned off right away. So by seeing that boom shot being placed towards the middle of the map, you're going to see a 3v3 fight at the furnace or laundry area of the map, whatever you call it. Then towards the middle of the map, that mid-cut is going to be a 2v2 fight. Both those fights are going to be isolated, and both teams kind of have tunnel vision in the beginning of them. But if any of these guys can, you know, put off a few Lancer shots towards the back end and kind of assist in one of those other team fights after they can get first blood or a down, then the fight will kind of go into that team's favor.
I don't like this. I don't want them to X this out.
Why not?
I do not want them to X this out. So we saw what happened the last 2 rounds. Off of initial, EU's finest. They're dominant against this team. No matter what map it is, they're dominant when it comes to raw gun skill. Now, by Xing out that spot, you take away a counter towards a boom shot. So now you're still focused on the boom shot. And Blaze, if you don't have a counter down, what do you really do?
You know what? I love how you said, you know, about having that counter over there. Because the thing is, the way I see it is that if you're constantly losing a boom fight, you can put nades up there, right?
Yeah.
And play that as a 1v1 if you wanted to, picking up quick nades and being able to toss those on boom in case. And be able to isolate 2 different 1v1s rather than a 2v2 in middle. But sometimes teams, they just want to keep it basic, right?
Yes.
But this is another round where EU's finest showed that, hey, yeah, we're keeping it basic with the team fight 3v3 versus 2v2, but we're winning them every single time.
Yeah.
So, you know, QOS has got to do something a little bit different. But the thing is about having boom shot in the middle is that you have to engage each fight. So hypothetically, at the furnace where these guys are fighting 3v3, if QOS wanted to play passive that round, and they allowed the front spawn of EU's finest to get into the boom shot, he's gonna run all the way to the other end and help his teammates fight a 3v2 on the other end. So you have, if you're front spawn, you have to follow the other front spawn and fight him every single time. It's gonna be a slugfest.
I have a question. Are you saying that because of what just happened in that initial? Because that's what happened.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. But and I'm saying that because if you did not fight the fight, you will still give up a boom shot now. So you're required to fight it even if you're not winning it. So that's QOS putting pressure on themselves. I don't know if they did it purposely, but regardless of the fact, they're gonna have to start winning some of those gunfights off the initial.
All right, and taking a look at the B hill through the smoke, you're gonna have Cougars putting down some Lancer fire, almost getting it down, but not gonna be so. Shooting Lancer bullets in front of 3 players on EU's finest, but with Zorkos by his side, they don't have enough firepower to move up. But taking a look at the middle of the map, you're gonna have Physics in a great position to go ahead and offer some support fire, but he's in a standstill. He's not offering too much help, but he's able to give away some intel to his teammates. Retta was being warned that there was going to be a 2v1 fight coming his way. So Physics finds himself in the middle of the fight, and what do you have? 2 players down on QOS Gaming, and EU's finest, they're going to fly.
Yeah, they are going to fly. EU's finest is just saying, hey, you know what? We had a little power for control. We're controlling this furnace area of the map. We got a slight lead. Since they have the lead, all they need to do is just make sure the opponent does not cap B. They keep the home hill, and they just stay in a position for the new boom shot. The entire time, QOS is just trying to make something happen over there towards that B hill, but you have to make moves sooner rather than later.
It's kind of like QOS. They're scared to play EU's finest game, which is their better part of the strategy.
And Vel, if you're in a difficult spot and you have to push and your opponent has a boom shot, you gotta make them use it, right? Because you gotta ask yourself, do you want him to have a lot of boom shots when you're fighting for the second boom coming off respawn, or if you're fighting a late game situation, you want him to use those boom shots as soon as possible. So as soon as all your teammates spawn up, have one player get reckless, get wild, go try to force him to shoot a difficult shot. But even if he died, you back up and you know you got one more in the chamber, and you guys, you know, you can defend a 5v4. I mean,
right.
a 4v5 relatively easy.
This is a respawn game type. What do we do in execution? We used to run up there and make them try to commit suicide just so they can use a boom shot.
All right, so we're gonna end up hitting the coin flip strategy. You know, when things get messy and you know. You just can't win these team fights. You throw two big explosive power weapons on the map, so it's gonna split the tension. But the thing is that EU's Finest has still been winning these fights. The fights aren't going to change much. EU's Finest is going to send two guys towards mid-cut, so that means they're going to get a free body in there, and it's going to be Phelpsy. So Phelpsy gets in for free, and he's just going to go help everybody else in the other end. So that gets the free boom, but you know what? QOS, the one thing about the coin flip strategy is that all you have to do is make sure you get one of the power weapons. All right? And QOS said, hey, we want the drop shot and we want 4. EU's Finest just used both boom shots. QOS still has 4 drop shots. They need to be patient. Now they got to kill and they have 3. They just need to defend their home hill and wait for everybody else to come off respawn. Save 2 drop shots towards the middle round situations after you get past 100 points.
It seemed like a breakdown in communication while Cougars were sitting there supporting Reddit. With his Lancer pointed at 3 people, Reddit jumped out and tried to make a play on a down player. It didn't come in his favor, and then you're going to have to start questioning what QOS is actually doing. So now you see EU's Finest, they're currently on a run.
This is good. This is good for QOS, right?
It's great.
EU's Finest used both boom shots. They couldn't get anything out of it, right? They got 2 kills, but they couldn't equate that to anything else. You know, on the flip end, the French, they got the 3 drop shots. They're just going to be patient with this one. They're going to drop back. They're going to hold a 2 cap. And this is when you use the drop shot to defend the hill, but you got to connect with them. And most importantly, you need to make sure that your opponent does not decap that B hill. He pushed through, and he's still alive too. And I think he just got the 3rd kill on Zorkos as well. He picked up a 3-piece on top of the B hill, and you see Hydro pushing out the 1v1 towards the home hill of QOS, but we'll see if they can get it.
That's just disrespectful. Hydro running in, pushing 1v1s. We call that 50-50s at this level of play, but apparently that rule doesn't stand to use. Finest domination's coming through, and now we're gonna look at a 4-0 against QOS Gaming. So, I mean, when you take a look at these rounds and wonder, okay, why are we losing? Why are we losing? Yes, you can pinpoint everything from mid-game to the last second, but what we're really gonna have to take a look at is what's happening in the initial push. Because what's happening now is that Zorkos is scared to fight Jack. And when you're allowing Jack to go in there and get the boom shot every single time, that's going to be a problem. You can't depend on that drop shot every single time.
Hey, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna be honest with you. QOS, if they can get that drop shot and back up again, I'm all about that strategy. Get one of the power weapons and reset and slow it down, and then try to beat your opponent. If you can't get the boom shot. So it worked out for them, but they just did not get the kill. So EU's Finest, they're going to still play their same strategy. QOS is going to match it. So it's still the same thing. It's just another big power weapon. A 2v2 on the other end and a 3v3 at the furthest area. And once again, EU's Finest is just winning these gunfights. Their front 3 spawns is just more aggressive on the other end.
I don't get it. Zorkos, he sits back at Furnace, lets Jack get a free ticket to get the boom shot. And next thing you know, you got rockets flying at you. But Zorkos picking up the drop shot. Did he pocket it? No, he didn't pocket it. So Jack, he uses his 2nd boom shot to get a kill. And now he has the drop shot. So 2 power weapons in the span of a minute.
And they're going to use his drop shot. The home hill is already capped, so the drop shot just used to make sure that QOS does not decap, and that's 5 rounds in a row for EU's Finest.
So at the beginning of the map, I thought that QOS actually had a chance because playing on a smaller map, it kind of fits to their play style. They're chaotic.
Yeah.
But they're not organized chaos like EU's Finest. They're unorthodox chaos. The way Zorkos can go off and win a 1v2 on opposite sides of the map by himself, that's something we've yet to see.
Yep.
But now we're looking at matchup issues. Is Zorkos really the first spawn that's needed against Jack here? Or should he really pull out a Lancer and make sure Jack's full red before chasing him in before he runs into cover? You're going to have to start looking at what you're going into whenever you get into these initial pushes.
All right, so they're going to end up taking the boom shot off the map and replacing it for the Enforcer. Now, that Enforcer in those close quarters coming through that Furnace Hall is going to be, that's going to do a lot of damage. So, We'll see if anybody gets it and puts it to use. But so far, Zorkos is trying to use his right-hand advantage to clear out this drop shot. Now he's going to get a flank on his opponent, but he misses 2 shots on Craze. Felsi picks up the overkill. Drop shot acquired as well by EU's Finest. And QOS just need their backs against the wall. They just need to cap their home hill, stay alive, spread out the map. If they can push out B and buy their teammates off respawn, some time to get some position on their home hill, they'll put themselves in a good spot. And this is where Cougars gets himself in a nice little lantern angle.
Felsi picking up that powerful shot, getting able to get the kill on Retta. But take a look at that. You have 2 hills to 1 in favor of QOS Gaming, but that's going to fall just a little bit. You have the drop shot in play. The B hill is currently being decapped by EU's Finest. They're going to control that soon, and a hammer burst from Chris just isn't enough. They got the hill, they're going to back up, and now High Drone, he's going to watch it.
The drop shot is one of the most perfect defense weapons made because once the hills are capped, and if you are a slower paced team where you guys have a lot of you guys utilize a lot of team fire, use your lancers a lot, not running gun, then the drop shot is good because EU's Finest say, hey, 2 cap, you go to try to decap that hill, I got 4 drop shots to use to make sure I can push you off or get some kills. And as soon as my team gets the man advantage, we push.
Communication. Red and Physics, they were looking at Jack in the 2v1, but instead they both split up to fight 2 separate 1v1s. Now, what came out of that? You have 3 players now dead from QOS Gaming when, realistically, you had a 3v2 fight and a 2v1 that you could have pinned out over there by the furnace. This is just poor communication, and that's why IGLs are so important, because you're able to call out pushes like that. If you don't have anybody doing that, then you see blunders like Bone just saw. But domination's coming up. QOS Gaming looking to win the round. I don't know how, but with Lancers coming out, Cougars will go down. And EU's Finest, they need to play a little bit of objective. They're slaying a lot.
Yeah, this is a high respawn round, 22 seconds. If you die, and you know, it depends on who you play, you might not get a chance to respawn, but both these teams have been able to make it to the mid-game of this round 6, so I highly doubt it comes down to time, and we're going to see the last-minute rush by EU's Finest. 4 members on top of the home hill of QOS. That's going to be a 6-0 start in map number 1.
Yeah, that's going to be it. We're going to go into halftime. So what does that mean, you ask? That means that the hills are going to change. All of the power weapons will be taken off the map, and the respawn timers are going to be reset. So the initial pushes might be a little bit different depending on what EU's Finest throws at QOS Gaming, but this is a fresh start. Now, being 0-6, QOS Gaming, they can't put down another weapon, so they have to play perfect.
Yeah, they got to play perfect and win 7 rounds in a row. That's the only way that they win
That's it. Not too much.
But you know, have I ever seen that happen on Fight Night before? No. Okay, so if it happens tonight, hey, I'm not against it. I'm actually going to try to manifest it, but it's just EU's Finest is just too strong. But this isn't a scoreline that we're new to, right?
No.
You know, this is the number 1 and number 2 seed teams there. And we've constantly seen the 2 seed, you know, really not kind of put up a fight against EU's Finest. And that's probably why these guys are so, when they come to the events, you know, they're just lackluster. I don't know how much practice, how much good practice they can get over there. But, hey, QOS, they just need to not overthink it, just win some gunfights.
It's a bit unfortunate because these players are actually extremely talented. I've seen Cougars throughout the all of Gears 4, and he's actually a player to watch.
Yeah.
I speak so highly of Zorkos because I've seen what he's done on land.
Yep.
Especially right beside Jack, and he's an absolute animal. So even though I do seem kind of hard on these guys, it's because I know how good they really are and know that they're not playing to their full potential. Once they're able to really flip that switch like Rise Nation, so to say, I know they can be so much better, but they have to start now against the best.
There you go, and it starts with Retta.
There you go.
With a back-to-back double kill, but it takes for one of these players to step up and say, hey, I'm about to make this play. You know, I want to be this. You gotta ask yourself, who's the star on this team on QOS, right? You can ask yourself, who's the superstar in EU's Finest? Yeah, that's probably gonna be crazy, you know. Maybe Crim on the other end, depending on who you ask. But you talk about QOS, you know, Cougars, he can go off, but I need to see one of these guys, you know, just step up to the plate.
All right, here it goes. Triple cap, Pink, threatening Retta, getting another kill on Crazy with 1 second to go. QOS Gaming picking up their very first round against EU Finest Blaze. Don't call it a comeback.
Man, we'll see. All right, we'll see.
Chat, give them your energy.
Yo, do it because
Give me energy.
if it happens, it'll be legendary. You know, I need to set. We need to. If it happens, I need to do something. Maybe I cut my beard.
No,
Nah.
EU's fine. So they're gonna try to
do
put
that.
this game to bed, but no, don't cut your beard. No, I almost missed that, and then I just caught it. Don't do it, Blaze. You're a beautiful human. But
beard gang.
So I'm actually gonna try to grow a beard for Boston.
Are you?
I'm trying.
Well,
yes.
but you got you can do that. Like
I'm part Puerto Rican,
like
and like
you
I have
get, you
hairy
get, you get a
family.
5 o'clock shadow every single day. You just need to commit to the beard.
Exactly. I need to learn to line myself up before I look like a clown. But
Really do.
with the boom shot down in the middle, we're looking at the same thing from the first half. Zorkos goes in, gets taken out by Jack. Boom shot is going to go to EU's Finest. Physics, his body's going to explode, and now this is EU's Finest game to win.
All right. So you're gonna have the power weapons. You're gonna have the power weapon in Phelps' hand. He's gonna have that boom shot. So EU's Finest is gonna slowly end up trying to pinch the home heel of QOS, but I think it's Retta who overextended. So actually, I take that back. Retta's gonna be at his home. EU's Finest is gonna finally cap their home. A few marks coming through, but it's EU's Finest with a man advantage and boom shots in hand. They're defending the E-Hill currently. They say, hey, this is the 14-second respawn round. Just be patient. So that's going to be one boom shot picking up a double. Phelps, he may have another one in his back pocket.
But that's not going to hurt too bad because you have a player coming out of spawn for QOS Gaming, so he's going to replace a player that just died. Retta, he's going to get sent to the grave. But Cougars, there's so much pressure on his shoulder right now, along with Zorkos, to hold back EU's Finest.
My thing is, okay, EU's Finest here. You can close this one out. Right now, probably playing a little bit past it, but
Don't do that.
push, like these guys should, you know, they get 2 kills, 3 kills in a row. Push up, you know, push up, get aggressive. And the reason why is I want them to practice that way so that when they do play the denials, the optic gaming, the ghost gamings out there,
It's natural.
that it's natural. And it starts with practicing like this.
With domination coming through, we're looking at 4. No, got denied. They're flirting with it. Retta, Zorkos in front of the hill. Retta able to get a kill on Craze. Moving in for the second. But Hydrone, he's going to make sure Retta is denied. By capturing their home hill back, we see QOS Gaming now continuing to push out to collect kills, but it's not working in their favor. Jack runs in, gets a double kill, and now the third hill is being captured. But on the other side of the map, Cougars, he's able to break the E hill.
Yeah, so
That just saved the round.
the decap is there.
Oh, you have to fight that. You have to.
1v1, that smoke's gonna work out for him, but the pinch behind, yeah, not much he can do. EU's Finest. All they have to do is cap the E-Hill, but a few of those players went out there to clean up those kills. Now they're gonna backtrack, and EU's Finest is gonna secure map number 1.
Can I say one of my biggest pet peeves ever in Gears of War?
What is it?
So in Escalation, yes, people are respawning left and right. Whenever I see a player in a 1v1 that it's not in his favor, that means he has to push it. He's on the opposite side of the map. He's down.